A lot of people think that just because you have microblading, you won't need to put makeup on. And it's a common misconception. Microblading is great because it gives you that naturally perfect eyebrow, but if you want a little bit more of a makeup look, or if you want a bolder brow, you will need to wear a little bit of makeup on your brows. So I'm gonna actually show you what I do in the mornings when I'm putting on makeup just to help make my brows pop a little more. Because what you'll find is that when we put our makeup on, like our tinted moisturizer or our foundation or powder, that even though we're not trying to get it on our brows, it will still get on our brows. And microblading is a cosmetic tattoo for the brows, which means the pigment sits in the skin. So if you're putting makeup on top of it, it is going to cover the pigment. Now, I usually wear a tinted moisturizer. Moisturizer? Can't talk right now. But you know, it's quarantine and I obviously have so much to do and so many places to go. So I'm gonna use the full coverage just to show you what happens. I probably should have shown you my brows before makeup. But these are my brows before makeup. They're microbladed. I do have hair. How much hair you have also, and the density and thickness of your hair is going to make a difference on the type of makeup you'll have to apply on your brows after you get microblading. Because again, if you have really thick, coarse eyebrows, the microblading won't blend as well with that thick, coarse hair as it would if you had fine, softer, thinner, sparser hair, which I happen to have finer hair. It's not too sparse, but it's pretty fine, and it's lighter. I'm just going to put my face makeup on and then show you how I clean my brows after I put my face makeup on and what brow makeup I use just to make them pop a little more. I'm really not that good at makeup. I just started wearing a little more recently. I normally just wear like tinted moisturizer, some powder, maybe a little bronzer, and mascara. But I'm stepping my game up and putting on a little bit heavier foundation just to show you what a difference this makes. So I used Makeup Forever REBOOT. It is a full coverage foundation, or I believe it's a full coverage. It's definitely not the tinted moisturizer I normally use. So when I'm doing this, I use like my big, I don't even know what you call these. I never like do makeup anymore, and I used to love makeup. Kabuchi something brush. This big brush just spreads all of the powder all over my face. But in doing that, it gets on my brows. Not that I'm trying to, but it definitely gets on my brows. I love the way this smells. It smells like chocolate. Every time I open it, I just love it. It used to take me probably like 20 minutes to do my makeup in the morning, and it's not like I would wear that much more, but my brows would take so long. I would use a pencil, I would kind of brush them out, I would put a highlighter underneath them, and the end result did not look that good. Even though I still wear a little bit of makeup on my brows, my morning routine is so much easier. It takes me like maybe 5 to 7 minutes to put my makeup on. This is a little trick I learned from Hilary Duff. You kind of move your eyelash curler up into your eye and it gives you more of a lift. Okay, so I have my face makeup on. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I do. Microblading strokes, to be more specific, is great. And then there's the combo brow and, you know, like a powdered brow, which is more of that makeup look. That is what I have. I have more of like a combo brow. It's all shaded through here, and then there's strokes towards the front. Because of this, I really don't need to wear makeup. They look perfect right now. However, I'll try to get close without embarrassing myself. If you can see, they're just not as defined, especially in the front area and in the arches where I don't have as much hair. So what I do is I take Q-tips. I know this isn't sanitary, but it's just me. And I get it wet and I just kind of remove any powder or foundation that might be covering my eyebrows or my microblading. And look at how much makeup comes off. I have no hair in the very front. Those are just strokes, but my foundation will cover the definition of those strokes. So again, I just take a Q-tip, I get it wet, and I just kind of scrub off gently that powder or foundation, especially in those areas where I don't have any hair. Because I want the microblading or the permanent makeup to really show through. And if there's something over it, like a foundation or powder or bronzer or whatever, it will make the microblading not look as bold. So I do that, that's the first step. I always like to brush my brows. I like to brush them up in the front, up, and then kind of over and out to the sides. So I either just remove the makeup from my brows, and you see how much makeup it removes? That's just one eyebrow. And that takes like 2 seconds. But if I'm actually wearing makeup, which is what I'm showing you, I will use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I really like this pencil. I like how thin it is. I just define the areas that don't have hair. So for me, it would be in my arch. And then on the other side, again, it's kind of right here in my lower arch and my upper arch. And then I just kind of swoop it out to my tail. I do it very lightly. I don't want that really harsh makeup look. I just do it really softly, and then I take the swooly side and just kind of soften it so it doesn't look so defined. But yeah, so I use the pencil, and then just to seal the deal, I am obsessed. It's called Browgal, and they sell this on Amazon. Okay, so that brow has a little bit of pencil, and then I finished it with the brow gel, and this one doesn't have any brow gel yet. I always tell my clients they, no matter what, need to get one of these because I feel like it just holds your brows in place. And even if you have great brows, but they're a little too light, this will just kind of tint your brows and hold them in place. And the microblading will define your brows, give you the shape. So you could use this alone and it would be fine. That's actually what I do, like, again, when I'm really lazy, which is most of the time, is I just use a little Q-tip to clean off the makeup and then just swipe this along my brows, which are pretty blonde, and it just kind of makes them pop a little more. If you don't want to use a pencil to define them, then don't. That step you can totally, skip. Okay, so this is just how I do my makeup after microblading. Depending on what look you're going for and what type of hair you have, you may have to wear more or you may not have to wear any, but the key is that microblading is a good start. You can wake up, go to the store, go to the gym, and not have to wear makeup. However, if you're going out and getting a little dressed up or putting some makeup on, you may want to put a little makeup on your brows too. That's what I use, is a little bit of pencil and a little bit of brow gel, but the secret tip is using a Q-tip. That's all you need, is just remove some of that makeup that's covering the brow tattoo. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, then just stop watching and X out. You don't want to look at me this close anyway. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next Tuesday when I post another video. Bye.